Ooh, doggy. What is going on, beautiful ladies? I hope and pray y'all are doing phenomenally well and getting ready for Thanksgiving. But before we start feasting on our turkeys, I wanted to do another video. And yes, I'm actually getting a kick out of this whiteboard thing. So I might create a little series, I don't know, but I'm going to keep doing this whiteboard as long as I can. So I actually wanted to bring to you a part two. So under contract, now what, part two. All right. But for today's video, or last time, we talked about what do we do when we get them under contract for wholesaling. Today I want to focus on fix and flips. All right, that's what we're covering today. Simple strategy on what steps we need to be taken once we get those properties under contract, so that way you can start the process off smooth once you close. Okay, so let me kind of bring that down a little bit. Number one, when we get them under contract, let me get my notes here. We need a line up contractors. Hope y'all can see that. This needs to be the first thing we do. When we get that property under contract and we're evaluating it and we say, you know what, I think I actually want to keep this for a fix and flip, the next thing you should be actually doing is getting contractors over there to actually walk the property, okay? Getting accurate repair bids. No more guesstimating, no more hypotheticals. You need to be getting anywhere from 3 to 5 actual bids on properties to see exactly what it's gonna cost and take to have that property look like your other comps. So that way you get that top ARV. Does that make sense? And you want to do this beforehand, okay? I don't want to close on a property and then to be searching for contractors. What if it takes you a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks before you even get your contractors and have them lined up, or they're even ready to start working on the project, right? All of that's taking time, money, and energy, because you're using a private money loan and you're killing time and money there, okay? So you want to have this stuff lined up beforehand. This is crucial, y'all, okay? Make sure we do this. So many people are missing the mark right here. It's one of the simplest things. We are lining this stuff up before we actually close on the property. Okay, so make sure you get at least 3 to 5 bids. Okay, that's crucial. All right, we want to make sure we do that. So that's step number one. What's going on, y'all? I'm messing up my board. Hold on. So step number two. Let me blow this up. Why is this doing this? We'll work through these little board kinks here in a little bit. There we go. Step number two, line up funding. Okay, and I'm talking about PML, your private money lending, your hard money lending, things of that nature. The reason that I personally do this second is because if I go to a private money lender, I want to actually have these repair bids in hand. So I can say, you know, hey, Mr. Private Money Lender, hey, Mrs. Private Money Lender, I'm looking to do a project. I have a funding opportunity. This is the ARV. This is the purchase price. This is what it's going to cost us in repairs. We look 10 times more organized and together, in my personal opinion, when we have all of that stuff lined up before we even go and start trying to acquire funding. Okay, so that way I want to get this stuff lined up second after I do this. Okay, and I want y'all to know, just a side note, I'm doing all of this stuff within my option period. Okay, so just like you've heard me mention several times, I want to get the longest option period that I personally can on every single contract. I'm lining up my contractors within that option period. I'm lining up my funding, because if something falls through and for whatever crazy reason things go south, I'm still within my option period to where I can either wholesale that property or just terminate the contract. So I'm always giving myself an out here, if y'all are kind of catching that. All right. Number 3, we need to review and confirm ARV, days on market. Okay, I know you've ran comps before to even get that property under contract, but I want you to spend a little more time diving deeper and confirming your ARV. Okay, you need to be confirming and looking at your days on market. You need to be taking a look at those other properties that have sold. What's their square footage? What materials are they using? Etc. Because all of this stuff kind of plays hand in hand. But so many people miss the mark, especially on the days on market. Because, say for example, they'll say, hey Clifford, I rehab this property. It's been sitting here for 30 days or 60 days. But when you go back and you look at the comps, the average days on market are 72 days, okay? Well, they didn't negotiate that or plan that with their private money lender, right? So if you know that it's gonna take a little longer in this specific area, then you can negotiate that stuff with your private money lenders and you're ahead of the game. So you're not being blindsided by anything, okay? And then definitely lock in your ARV. Y'all, you want to make sure that you're playing your numbers extremely conservative, okay? Just to be on the safe side. There was something else I wanted to say to this. Oh man, what was it? I don't remember, y'all. I'll think about it in a minute. It might come to me. But yeah, make sure you're reviewing that stuff and locking it in. Oh, I know. Comps. If you're about to flip a property or rehab it, this is my personal opinion. If you do not have at least 3 solid comps in this area within the last 3 to 6 months, I'm not flipping that house, right? Yeah, I'm just not doing it, y'all. You need to make sure that you have data and numbers to base everything off of. We're not guesstimating at this point. If you're putting money into that property, if you're putting other investors' money into that property, you need to make sure that you have a clear plan and data that backs that plan, okay? So again, for me personally, if it's not at least 3 comps, then just move on. Just wholesale it and be done with it, okay? Because you can't lose money on a deal you did not buy, all right? I'd much rather you just wholesale that property versus trying to force a deal where there's not one, and then you end up putting yourself or your partners or your private money lenders in a bind, okay? So that's number 3. And then number 4 is have a clear plan. There's a saying that says, if you don't plan, then you plan to fail, or something like that. When you're going into these projects, into these rehabs, you want to make sure that you have a plan. Week 1, this is demo. Week 2, we're doing flooring or sheetrock, or whatever the case may be. You want to have that plan clear, to the point, so you know what to do, you know what to expect, you have a timeline on when this project should be done. Your contractors are on one accord, so you definitely want to make sure that you're lining all of that stuff up and going through it with your contractor to have a clear plan going into it. And then step 5 would be line up utilities. I know I butchered that. I spelled that all kind of wrong. But you want to line up all of your utilities. All right, so your lights, your gas, your water, your insurance, things of that nature, to go in effect the day you're ready to close. Okay, because you want to be able to start on that project immediately. If we're closing on a Monday, I want to have guys over there on Tuesday. Or even if we're closing early enough on Monday, let's get them over there on Monday if we can. So you want to have all of your utilities lined up and scheduled to be turned on the day of closing or the next day, so we are not skipping a beat. Okay, so this video I don't think was as long as the other one. I tried to shorten it up, okay? But 5 simple steps to getting started for your fix and flips, all right? Line up your contractors. Make sure you get those 3 to 5 bids. Number 2, you want to line up your funding. Number 3, you want to review and confirm your ARV, your comps, your days on market. Number 4, you want to set a clear plan, okay? Know exactly what's going to be done on a weekly basis on that project. And step number 5, you want to have all of your utilities lined up the day you're closing or to be turned on. All right, so I hope this was helpful, ladies. Let me know if y'all have any suggestions on what you want me to cover on this whiteboard. Again, I'm personally getting a kick out of it. So I'll try not to be too big of a dork about it. But if you want me to cover something, I promise y'all I don't mind doing it. So just let me know. Y'all have a beautifully blessed day, and I'll see y'all later on.